Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Greg. Today, I will be serving you a classic episode. This episode was a Patreon-only episode, but we decided to give it to the masses for free because Calvin hasn't slept all week, I haven't slept all week, and I'm wildly overwhelmed. So I apologize about all of the main dog fans. All Patreon subscribers may have already heard this. Your Patreon episode will be new this week. That I will be uploading. I will be uploading before Saturday. But thank you guys so much for subscribing, and maybe I'll throw a little extra something out for the Patreon subscribers this week as well. But anyway, thank you so much for checking it out. Here is a classic episode from Friday Night Greg. Remember to share, like, subscribe, and all that fucking bullshit. Oh, also, we have Sports Champs merch up. So if you enjoyed last week's episode of Sports Champs, go to teespring.com or go to my link tree or my whatever. There's new merch that I made and put up. Anyway, that's it. Good night. Thank you. God bless America, and God bless all of the soldiers out there.
Pick up your head, pick up your body, get on the bus, it's time to party. It's Gregory, it is a Friday Night Gregory. Take your socks off and take your pants on, get in the car and drive on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday Night Greg. Good news, bad news is a Patreon episode, which is thank you. Bad news for Jason. You'll get a clip, and then we'll have you on a real one.
That's all I want.
You get a real one. This is like a trial. No one else has had to try out.
You know what? My whole life has been a tryout, and mostly it's been failure. And then after that, the guy who got it gets sick.
No.
Oh.
Tell the people what happened.
I'm
You
also-
wanted to do a Patreon, and Jason and I were standing there.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him what happened.
Okay,
I'm
all
going to
right.
tell him. Also, John Fish is back. You know him from the last episode.
What's up, everybody?
We are both completely out of gas.
No gas.
New dad.
Yeah.
Dad, no gas.
Despite the smell in the studio, no gas.
First of all,
at
you're coming in with really great energy.
I'm
Yeah.
really bringing it.
Yeah.
This is huge.
This is all I got.
Oh, God
Yeah,
bless.
yeah.
This is all I'm living for right
Yeah,
now.
you got yoga teacher vibes right now.
The only way I got picked for this is because I was shoving an apple pie down my face when you looked over at me at the table.
Should be argued, yes. You were clearly the only person standing and who would say yes.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to have you on, and we're friends.
I'm glad.
And I love
Absolutely.
having
Yeah.
discussions with you. I should also say your last name, which is always a sphere to me because I want to say salmon, but it's not. It's Solomon.
Right. Spelled salmon.
Right.
Yeah. If you're going to look me up online, pronounce it salmon.
But it's what?
Salmon.
Solomon.
Like Better Call
Saul. Man.
Man.
Hell yeah, dude.
There we go. There we go.
Also, what I love about this guy,
yeah.
the king of showing up on TV shows.
Yeah, yeah,
When you
yeah,
don't
yeah,
expect
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Hard of 30
I got a good story about him, too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Two of them.
Can I do my story
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, I just don't want to forget.
I don't want you guys to compete about stories over me.
Great JS stories. Middle of 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Me and my wife having a great time. Santa Claus is there, pulls his beard off. It's him. It's always him. He always shows up like a villain in Scooby Doo. Someone removes their mask.
Oh
and it's
yeah,
you.
yeah. Never the guy you think I am when you start the episode.
Now, can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah.
I was gonna call you about this. This is crazy. The stars are aligning.
Sometimes we just have to meet on a podcast.
I had a commercial audition.
Yeah.
The other day, and what a bitch. It's Patreon. I could say it.
Yeah.
It was a Zoom thing.
Okay.
They have me call in for, it was like, you're like the Northeast. It was for like Buffalo Wild Wings, but I had to play someone from the Northeast
Right.
or something. So I go, I'm the Northeast guy. And she goes, you're in the wrong Zoom meeting. And I went, well, okay, sorry. I'll try to, so I call my manager, my agent, or whatever. I'm like, they gave me the wrong thing. They go, I'll find out, but I think there's a link. Try again. I try again. And she goes, you said you weren't Northeast. And I went, I mean, that's not what I said, whatever. She goes, whatever. Then they combine roles. She yells at me. She's like, you're combining roles. And I was like, so I'm player 1 and 2.
Jason knows exactly who this is.
Right. I'm speaking through it like an idiot.
I'm not gonna lie. I've narrowed it down to 3 people.
Yeah, they're like, you're going to play Mr. Guy 1 and 3, and he's going to play Guy 2 and 4.
Okay.
And so now I'm trying to combine the roles in my mind, and I fucked it up. And the other guy's like, hey, man, you're doing the wrong one. Also, he sucked.
He called you out in the
called
middle
me
of the
out.
audition.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Oh, that's
But-
that's a dick move.
you got to understand, I do not give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in a position now.
Which, by the way, best way to audition for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
commercial.
yeah.
Right. I'm above that. I should have had commercials already.
I teach a class to people on booking commercials, and the first thing I tell them, I was like, by the way, you're never going to get a commercial. It's the first thing I say off the bat. And I say, once you are comfortable with that, you're going to have so much more fun.
Nice.
Book. Someone told me this. Book the room. You said that? Don't book the commercial. Book the room. Make the room love you.
Now that everything's Zoom, that doesn't work anymore. You can
book your home.
As a stand-up comic, you can go in and you can run the room.
Yeah.
You can run the room. Oh,
dude, I walk into these things. I'm so sorry, and I'll let us talk.
No,
I'll let my guests talk.
It feels good.
No, you got some new energy, baby.
This feels organic.
Yeah, I always come. Now I do these things where I just go. No, I can't remember lines, so I'm not going to pretend I can. So I just make them up.
You're in a commercial audition. They don't care. They're not writers. They're ad guys.
Right.
They don't care. They think you're funnier than them.
Yeah.
They want you.
I
to make
am.
True.
lines. You are.
I am.
They don't know that, but you are.
Right. So I Lay's like being a jerk, and she's like kind of being a jerk, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about Buffalo Wild Wings, lady.
Right.
Like, this would be a nice check, but that's what this is. This doesn't change my life. This is a great check that could feed my children and keep me alive for a few more months, but it means nothing to me. But anyway, so now I've got this new like lease on commercials because back when I needed them, I couldn't get them because back then $500 would have been game changing for me.
Game changer.
Game changing, and now it's like, that's not a game changer anymore. So I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I'm doing me. And I'm funnier. Sorry.
It took me 50 commercial auditions before I go, oh, I'm never going to book a commercial. And then literally within the next 10 auditions, I booked a commercial.
Yeah.
What was your first one?
Budweiser. First one might have been my greatest commercial.
Really?
Budweiser, they flew us first class to Prague. We spent 4 days in clubs surrounded by beautiful women. It was an amazing. I literally was on set in the middle of the square in Prague, and when they would call cut, there was a person on set whose job was to put their hands over my ears so that my ears didn't get red between
Shut up.
takes.
Wow.
I was like, this is as close as I will ever get to becoming royalty.
Yeah.
It really is.
Insane.
It really
Were you
is.
acting or stand up first?
Acting. Yeah. I didn't start stand up till well after that. I had already booked several commercials before I
I
started stand
swear I remember knowing you when you got that. Maybe that's not possible then.
up.
I also remember you on a commercial where there was like, you were like testing out brooms for witches.
Yeah. Witch in the Geico. Witch in the Broom Factory commercial.
Yeah.
In the commercial world, that's everyone's got to do a Geico, right?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah,
It's not everybody gets to do it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that
That's
is a
the
big
one,
that's a
right?
big one.
Yeah.
Geico.
You get a Geico, you're in.
Because, by the way, Geico, great commercials. Those
Yeah.
commercials
Yeah.
run
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
while. So if you book a Geico commercial,
Yeah.
I say that one of my best friends, Luke Younger.
First
You know
of all,
Luke
I was
Younger?
going to bring him up.
Yeah.
Because I love him, and he was one of the
Yeah.
first guys I know to get one, and I knew Luke before I knew you.
Yes, I got a commercial, met Luke in an improv class, talked about getting the commercial when they were asking what we did. Luke talked to me later. He's like, "You got a commercial? What's that about?"
Yeah.
And and then Luke ended up booking like 6 commercials before I got my second commercial.
Wow.
So
You know, he used to be in it.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Tom Shalhoub?
yeah.
He was the commercial.
Tons
guy.
of
Does he still do a bunch? Or
You know what? Not since he started doing his own show and stuff like that. He doesn't do a lot of
Okay.
commercial stuff. But there are a few people that
Yeah.
when they walk into a commercial audition, I'm like, oh,
Later.
Jesus, I'm out. I'm out.
Oh, look, there he is. Look
Yeah.
how young and handsome you are.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Witch in the
Is
Broom
that H.
Factory.
Foley behind you?
No, that's
Oh.
that
man's
that
dead.
dude and I have been in multiple commercials working at industrial machinery,
Nice.
Wow. That's funny.
filmed by the same director.
Yeah.
So let me ask you
They
this.
knew.
Yeah.
They knew.
Yeah.
So how do you get in like TV stuff? You just have to get a totally different agent?
Totally different agent. My commercial agent, totally different from my manager. Orange is the New Black, I booked with a manager that I worked with. I went on one audition with her, and it was Orange is the New Black,
Yeah.
and I booked it, and that's it. And the reason I booked it is because I had just filmed a Lowe's commercial where they had
That I
me,
remember.
they had me
Yeah.
shave the image of Jimmy Johnson, the race car driver, in the
Yeah.
back of my head, and because of that,
You actually had to do it?
I had to do that. So they brought me down like 2 days earlier. They had guys that they hired, local guys, to just be test heads so the guy could try to
Wow.
shave the image, which was ridiculous because it looked like Jimmy Johnson with various like physical ailments.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like, oh, this is Jimmy Johnson missing a chromosome. This is what this is, you know. So, but like by the time they got to me, you know, they did it, they perfected it, they got to me, I did it, I walked around with it for 2 days. 30 minutes before we go on set, they go, we're not doing that bid.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, I've been walking around like this for 2 days.
Wow.
Man.
So I had to. The worst thing is, didn't end up making the commercial.
Wow.
I got paid a lot of money because they had to pay to shave my head.
Yeah.
But so I had to go get my head shaved in the barber shop in North Carolina where we
With
filmed
Jimmy
it.
John's back
With
here.
Jimmy. Oh, which by the way, when I went to the barber,
loved it.
I pretended like I didn't know what had happened to the back of my head.
Wow,
I walk in because they have all the mirrors, so you can watch the guy's response 100%. And so I'm like, I don't know. I got drunk last night. I think my friends did something in the back of my head. And of course, the guy's like, oh, there's a penis. There's something like that. The guy pulls it off, and there's literally the image of a human face with like defined cheekbones. And this guy is like going through like 8 different emotions of horror and like artistic appreciation and all these things at all the same time. It was the greatest single moment of that weekend, in part because I lost the entire job. But just watching this guy go through all of those expressions and like not know how to tell me that there's a full man's head on the back of my
That is
head.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But I ended up shaving it off, and then I get a call like 2 days later. Orange is the New Black. They want you to come in and play a prisoner, and I'm like,
Who has Jimmy John's?
I've never looked more like a prisoner in my life than with my head completely shaved.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Sorry. Matteo Lane is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Just throwing more.
this is pure
Beef
info.
into the stew.
because around the corner it said your spot's at 11 o'clock. I'm like, work. So I walk over there. It's fully an hour behind. My spot's at
it an hour
11:40,
already? Oh.
and I was like, well, all right. Greg said I can come up and chat with him.
Yes, of
so
course.
I might as well go talk to my twin.
I went
Why
from
not?
no guests
Yeah.
to more guests than I've ever had on this podcast.
Yeah, look
Now,
at
James, I didn't even invite James.
James,
He's
just
here.
sit down.
I was told to come.
Just plug a microphone in.
Do another thing with Jason, but I'll let you guys go.
He just said,
What is
James,
this drama?
No,
Just
look at
come
that.
sit
We're
down.
putting another thing here.
This
Grab-
is wild. Yeah, plug it
Wow.
in. Plug it in. Plug it in. You know about that. My commercial man.
Yeah.
So just to get everyone up to speed, I am dead out of gas. Did not sleep last night. Had to record a podcast. Had
You've
John
been worked so much the past month.
Oh yeah, but don't tell them that. I don't
Okay.
know. Well, you can tell
All
them
right.
that. But had John on the first one.
Yeah.
Have to get 2 because I have this new baby, which I gotta show you a picture.
Yes.
Done, and I was like, then my spot was a different time. So I was like, we have to run off. Spot gets pushed 2 hours back. I'm like, John, you want to come up and do it? I had asked you as well, and then Jason is. So everyone's up here now.
Yeah.
And my energy's back.
I was finishing
He's back.
Mateo's apple pie with.
well, it was colossal.
it was colossal.
I couldn't finish it.
It's an
alone.
amazing apple pie.
really.
I was eating it with. There were no more forks at the table. I was eating it with a knife.
He was.
Wow.
We
I
were
was.
talking
Apple
about-
pie.
Yeah.
We were talking about Tyler Perry, Michael Jordan, Shaka
Yeah.
Khan.
That's the most-
You guys were talking about sports for seemingly forever.
We did. We did.
I could not get a word in, and I just see. I'm.
If anybody rules, it's Janet Jackson.
It is. Well, he actually said Annie Lennox in real life. Isn't
Really?
that funny? Yeah, the real video of my brother, who's also gay. They were like, everyone's like, Michael Jordan rules. My brother looks at the camera. He's 9. He's like, if anyone rules, it's Annie Lennox.
I also, John, I've never told you. Isn't it kind of hilarious that I am the disgusting version of Mateo Lane?
Yeah, no, I remember. I remember putting pictures up of you guys. Well, I
We
remember
weirdly
that. Yeah.
look alike.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
same
we could
eyes,
be.
same Italian.
Dude,
family here.
this is a full on mustache podcast though.
But we have. Oh, yeah, it is.
There's a lot of
But our-
mustache.
Our families are from similar parts of Italy. That's probably why we sort of look alike.
I would be surprised if we're actually brothers.
Can you imagine?
I know. I should do a 23.
This
You
is-
should. Well, my brother did it.
This is like the David Gordon Green version of the movie Twins. Like it's just gritty, and it's alt, and it's an indie film.
Oh, also to let you guys know, at some point I'll get a text that says "Come downstairs," which
Yeah.
I have to go do my spot, and we'll just end the podcast.
We can cover
Yeah,
for you.
That's gonna happen.
Which is fine.
All right, do I just leave? Oh,
Which is
great.
fine.
I don't know. I mean,
there's so many people.
I had so much time. I literally could have been playing Diablo or having sex, and I thought my spot was at 11. Anyway, I've
You're
wasted.
choosing this over.
I don't know how to do either of the things you just named.
Have you played Diablo?
I haven't played. I played the original Diablo.
Well, it's Diablo 3.
That was
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the 4th one, which is taking forever to come out. But it's
I'm
so
playing Guardians of the Galaxy right now.
good. On
which-
what?
PS5. No big
Oh,
deal.
I have a PS5.
Tell your PS5
yeah.
story, Greg.
Can I can't.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Sorry,
tell
my
you-
Uber's here.
I'll tell you a fictional story about how I got a PS5, which isn't true.
Okay. Got
Guardians of the Galaxy on PS5 is so good and it shouldn't be. I was like, there's no way this game's gonna be good. It's so fun. The story is great.
Really?
So I will tell you that I know a guy. This is a fictional story about a man who ordered a PS3 on Amazon, and it came, and then he said it didn't come, and they refunded him. And that man has a free PS5, but that's not my story.
It's not. no.
I don't have a PS5. That's
That
not my
sounds
story.
anecdotal.
I bit the bullet during quarantine because I was streaming so much. I was like, fuck it. I saw somewhere online it was like, pay $500 instead of whatever. I was like, I'll pay it. I don't care.
Well, 500 is actually what you cost. So you probably paid retail.
Maybe. No, 'cause
Yeah.
I think it was $3.99 or something. Maybe I paid $600.
Do you have the disc version where you could put the disc in?
No.
Oh, so you paid a little more because you have the non-disc version.
Is this entire conversation to get me to empathize with what he felt like when we were talking about sports? Because it is working.
That's a
It is
great guess right
100%
there.
working.
And
It
James is
is.
here not talking to a microphone. James just goes, no, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here. But he'll just sit and yell, not on the microphone. Talking to the microphone, you cocksucker.
Whoa, I'm trying
Whoa.
It is. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. It's either aggressive or a memoir.
to.
One of those two
Hi.
things.
Well, great to be here. What a treat.
James Madden's
On an
here.
empty stomach. I'm supposed to grab Jason, go to
You're
a party.
drinking right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You don't
having
seem
drink.
drunk at all.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, he's drunk now.
Yeah.
See,
That's a fucking chess move right there. man.
that is a chess
right.
move. It
Why?
feels
I'm
like-
being dead serious.
He
Trying to make me
always
feel
feels-
better in myself, and I appreciate you.
I've
Oh, I love you. You're great.
Man, someone has to.
no, no, no.
Let me give the baby face
Everybody
on your own
loves you.
show after you gave me.
Everyone loves you.
Everyone loves you. Now, on the flip side, I always think you're a tiny bit drunk, no matter when I see you.
No,
thought you were gonna
like
say
Dean
much.
Martin.
I always think you're a
Greatest
little bit
Italian
much.
ever with the Italian name.
It may be a tiny bit much, but also a tiny bit drunk. And I love all the much and the drunkenness.
He's always got a little sauce in him. A little sauce.
Always. Yeah.
Look, brought up.
You had a
to
good show. You were working hard. You're allowed to have a few drinks.
I had a lot.
got this.
I was telling everyone,
You're allowed to
book me at
decompress here.
7:30 with nothing after.
Oh.
It's shit
yeah.
on a Thursday.
On a Thursday.
any
On a
other
Thursday,
day,
these sons of
on a
bitches.
Thursday,
Please.
Friday,
Thursday.
Saturday.
These chooches.
Oh.
But it's not. It's I parked. The whole street was. It feels like. It
Yeah.
feels like a Tuesday.
And-
It
I
What?
feel
That's
like a
'cause it's
Thursday
dead?
night. Yeah.
This is the. I've worked every night. This is the best audience I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday.
the audience
Oh, yeah,
makes
Well, it was
it
the
look
best
good,
audience
like
for me.
Filled.
but the city is.
Mateo.
I had the
tonight.
world's. I had the best night. Of my life.
Oh, yes. That's right. Yes.
Tell me what?
This
Tell
is
me.
the story.
So
Unbelievable.
for years I was doing that Shark Tank joke about Barbara Corcoran and how I'm obsessed with her and I want to like go on Shark Tank with my idea of Fruit by the Foot. Which
Shut
is
up.
called
I
Grind.
already know what's happening. I'm excited.
it's
So I
unbelievable.
Don't tell
get to
me.
the
Yeah.
get to the cellar and I mean the entire staff runs up to me. Barbara Corcoran's here. Barbara's
No.
here. Barbara's sitting there. Barbara's here. Barbara's here. And I was like, oh my god, Barbara Corcoran's here. And then
For
like
an hour. They're
I-
in his ear.
I went to the bathroom to look just to see her, and I thought, well, that's sweet. But and then people are like, are you gonna do your Barbara joke? I'm like, no. I want her to just be comfortable. Well, then Liz is like, she stormed over because she must have gotten word, and she was like, you're fucking doing this joke. You're fucking talking to her, and I'm not letting
Yes.
you off that fucking stage until you do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
So I get on stage, and I really was like trying to just do as I was doing my A material, just wanted to get everyone is laughing, want to laugh, and I can see in the corner of my eye like 12 comics staring.
Greg, the
through
last
that door.
time I saw
Which
that
room? Which room?
was
The McDougal
like-
room.
Okay.
And then
When
Liz
Rock
in
was
the
in
front
town,
just staring at me like this. And I thought, okay, I'm going to either talk to Barbara Corcoran for 3 minutes out of my life and embarrass myself, or I have to deal with Liz for
Yeah.
the rest of my life.
Yes, absolutely.
Which, yes,
So I
there's
was
no
like, I
question.
pick Liz, and so I just looked at. I go, guys, there's someone in the audience here tonight that I'm obsessed with, and I look at her, I'm like, I'm talking to you, and she's like, who, me? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, who the fuck else am I talking to? You're a huge star. So I said, yes. I said, Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank is here, and everyone starts applauding her and stuff. And I said, Barbara, I'm so obsessed with you. I'm buttering her up. I'm so obsessed with you. I talk about you all the time. I watch you. I only watch Shark Tank if you're on it. Now I have an idea for sure, and then of course everyone's like laughing, and she's like, she's looking at
Sure.
me, and I said, you know what Grinder is, and she's like, sure, and I said, okay, I said, Grinder is straight people have their own version of Grinder, they call it Tinder, but it shows you how far someone's by the mile. Grinder's by the foot. So I thought, wouldn't it be funny if to have an app called Fruit by the Foot? So here, I'll do it for you. Hey sharks, have you been gay, alone and horny in Ohio? I'd like to present to you Fruit by the Foot. I said, what do you think? She goes, It sucks.
Oh, come on.
Everyone's dying.
Biggest pop you've ever
Dying.
seen at a comedy
I mean,
show.
screaming, and then
and he's
I'm dying.
down.
I'm
Come
in
and see the
heaven.
show. He's putting his arm down.
can't-
It's the great.
I
He
can't
does
even put my
calisthenics
arm
laughing so hard.
And the staff knows because I did that joke fucking forever.
Yeah.
And so I ended up by saying, you know, Barbara, I'm gonna show up one day. You're not even gonna know it. Those big doors are gonna open. I'm gonna walk through, and the rest of the sharks are gonna sit there waiting, and you're just gonna go, I'm out. That was it. So I just had
great.
a really fun night.
I don't know who that is.
I
I gotta
walked-
look it up.
I walked into the olive tree when you were coming off stage, and I was like, Matteo just got famous.
It was-
Like I just
No.
legitimately, as I'm walking up, the amount of people that were coming up to you and like, oh my god, that was the greatest thing, and not
Get
just
the tape.
not
Get
just
the
I
tape.
know,
not just people,
please.
like
Liz owes me that tape in
like
HD.
comedy,
Our dick.
comedy people who don't give out
Yeah,
those
yeah.
compliments were
Yeah.
like, they were like, look, I don't even like you, but I want to acknowledge this because you're now my king, you
Well, it
know,
was
and
just
I
more
want to
like,
make
'cause
sure that I'm on the
I
good
talked
side.
about it for so long.
Yeah.
That's so
And she
great.
showed up at the show I was on. I was like, what?
I didn't see it live, but seeing the aftermath
Who
of
was
it,
that?
it was
Who was she
it was
with?
still magical.
I don't know. She was with a bunch of people.
girl.
I kept some girl.
I don't know if she's with the whole table,
right.
but she was next to some girl. I'm guessing an assistant
I didn't
or
wanna s-
niece.
I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to.
Assistant or niece. Family, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to embarrass her. I want her to
Yeah.
just have a night and don't worry about being Barbara and watch a show. Liz would not have it.
No, Liz has done that to me so many ways where she'll just be like, no, you're taught. Like I had like this guy he was like a manager, and I was like, oh great, and she goes, get his number, go over there and get his number, and I'm like,
But she's
all
right.
She's absolutely
She
right.
is right because I will take the video and I'll edit it. And I bet you will be a hit.
Oh, that's
So
a hit.
Yeah,
It's
it
already
right.
viral.
It will.
This clip is gonna go viral.
Just hearing about it,
Yeah.
like it's already a clip
Did
in
she
my
stay
brain.
after to say hello? or
Oh, I
anything?
ran far
Oh,
away.
you ran far.
I
Yeah.
ran far away.
You know this, but
Well,
that's not
Barbara's
the
coming
move.
up.
Yeah,
We didn't tell you this.
still sucks.
dude.
We didn't tell you this, but James, take off your mask.
Can I tell
It
you?
is.
I had a story similar. It wasn't. I wish I was lying and tell you this happened to me, but I was just in the room when this happened. I want to say I think it was Scotty's, this horrible comedy club.
Oh yeah.
Comedian,
New Jersey.
comedian is like, he goes, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. You never believe this. Dr. Phil is here. Guy points, he goes, come on stage. Guy gets up. Everyone goes, oh my God. And then he goes, I'm not Dr. Phil. And it was this guy who looked exactly like Dr. Phil. And I'm not kidding. The guy wasn't doing a bit. Like the comedian was just like,
Thought
he was like, that's Dr.
That's the
Phil.
most Jersey thing
He,
ever.
he did a whole thing. He
Bring
brought
on-
him on
It
stage.
was at a macaroni grill.
He's so
Well,
Jersey.
last
And
week-
the guy
close.
was so sad. He was so sad. He was like, I get it all the time. I'm not. It's horrible. I was like, oh, this poor fucking guy.
Last week I was at Broadway Comedy Club, and I thought Cuba Gooding Jr. was in the front row, and he was the best audience member. I was fist bumping. I was talking to him the whole time, but I didn't want to be like, "Are you Cuba Gooding Jr.?"
Yeah.
And him to be like, "We don't all look the same."
Was
Yeah, it was.
it
Was
Next
him?
day, Troy Bond had a picture with him, and he's like, "Cuba Gooding Jr." And I'm like,
Oh, it was him.
"It was."
Oh,
It was
why was he
him.
at
All right.
Broadway?
One time at Caroline's years ago, Coco and Iced Tea. What's the name?
Oh yeah.
I was there.
They're huge.
You were
comedy
there.
people.
Yeah, oh yeah. We were on the same show.
We had to. I remember that. I
Yeah,
didn't
they were-
see them, but I remember them being there.
Where was
I
it?
saw them. I watched, and he was having a good time, and she was like, she was in her own world.
Yeah.
But I was obsessed because she like her hips can like break to
Yeah.
open her legs. Like she does the most amazing photos.
They've been
Wow.
at several shows, and I've seen. She'll sometimes show up with like 8 milfs.
We're gonna go around the line. Who's the biggest celeb you've seen at a show?
Show her that
I can
we've
go
met.
first.
Oh,
I would
at
say
the
like
show.
A
Okay, go ahead.
show.
yeah, at a show you were like, oh, they're there. I think you guys got to top this one. I know you might have been there. Marissa Tomei, I met at the cellar.
Oh yeah.
Marissa Tomei, Aunt May, and or
Yeah.
whoever.
Terry Hatcher was
Love.
comes to the cellar all the time. She
Yes.
hung out with us. She sat down and ate with me and Mike Rowland.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a big.
Yeah.
Oh, I have.
Who beat?
I
you
beat
got?
all of you. Wait, go ahead.
Kevin Bacon. And
Oh,
Dwight.
I gotta say, Kevin Baker bigger than Marissa Tomei.
and,
I think.
And Kira
Carrie-
Sidwick.
yeah.
Kira Sedgwick.
Sedgwick, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that name.
What about you?
I can't recall single celebrity. I've
Because
played.
you do the 2 a.m. shows with me. That's why.
I know. I've played basketball with more interesting. Who? I played basketball with Adam Sandler.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What?
Just because I used to work at a gym and he would play basketball at this gym and we just played basketball for like 4 hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
really
it was
awesome.
great.
You didn't get his number?
No.
You gotta be Jimmy.
No, it's better that way. You want to just be like
We had a blast. It was it was great. It's great.
Matt Damon.
Oh yeah.
And not only that,
right.
we ate dinner with him.
yes.
You ate dinner with Matt
really?
Damon?
That's
It
great.
was like meeting the Pope. I'm from Boston.
Wow.
Yeah, he
was-
is the
him
Pope
and
of
his
Boston.
wife were so sweet.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable, and they were big fans of you. Did you do Tom Papa's show
I did
first?
Tom Papa's,
'Cause
and
they
then
were like-
pulled me to dinner, and
Yeah.
I was so uncomfortable. And we're eating dinner, and then so I have a spot, and Matt said, "We're coming down
Yes,
to watch your
they
spot."
came down and
so
watched.
Matt and his wife came downstairs to watch.
This is Matt Damon?
Yeah,
I mean, Ben Affleck.
You thought we
Is
shifted
Ben
Matt
Affleck his
in the
wife?
middle?
Ben,
like
it
a
was
joke
him
about
and Ben. And
Are we
Jennifer
talking about
Lopez.
Matt LeBlanc at this point, or is it still Matt Damon?
Maybe Matt
Okay,
Damon.
good.
Who's bigger, Kevin Bacon or Matt Damon?
Depends.
Damon.
Matt
No,
Damon
height-wise,
currently.
no, Kevin Bacon.
I guess
Matt Damon is
fame-wise.
like a modern Damon, and DiCaprio is a modern day De Niro and Pacino. Like
okay,
it's the-
all right.
How we really whitewashed that.
Well, Kevin Bacon was
Pacino, and
Bacon
that's
was.
back in the
Damon.
diner. And, like,
Yeah,
he
hard to
was-
say.
with
Who's got more
DiCaprio,
Twitter
yeah.
followers? That's
Yeah.
He's got more Twitter followers. That's interesting.
Well,
Who does?
I would say that's how you. I guess how you judge fame now is Twitter followers.
No, but here's
No,
the
not
thing:
Twitter, it's TikTok and
both Damon and DiCaprio are famous enough where Twitter followers don't factor.
Don't matter.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because they're so
Yeah.
inside. the
They might not even
system.
be on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Now,
could.
who's
it
the most
exists.
famous person you've ever met?
The most famous person I've ever met. So I'll tell you. Can I tell this story? I hate to do a story, but
No, are you kidding? It's your podcast.
my best friend married the guitar player from My Chemical Romance. So this was like this celebrity wedding I went to, and I was talking to Kat Von D, who was a tattoo girl.
Yeah, oh,
who
yeah.
brought
Yeah.
Nikki Sixx with her to the wedding, and I don't know who Nikki.
Fucking wild.
You
Yeah.
don't.
You didn't know who's Nikki
Greg
Sixx
didn't
was?
grow up metal at all.
I grew up with real.
straight
I don't know who that
edge,
is.
yo.
Wow.
No, I didn't grow up with that kind of.
All right, so that's the.
I didn't like-
he
I didn't
grew up
like
with
them.
the punk metal, which is Motorhead, which I'm good with as well. But I grew up, first two records of Motley Crue pretty good, and even a couple after are decent. But Nikki Sixx is in Motley Crue. Motley Crue, I still like. I don't give a shit. They're not
Right.
perfect, but they're good. And so him not knowing is hilarious.
Nikki Sixx is iconic.
To me, I want to tell you what was great about this story, and I think only Matteo will understand why this was a great thing. Who was at this wedding to me was this guy Jim Lee, who is a comic book artist.
I would
He's
cry
biggest comic book artist
of all time.
of all time, right? And so Jamia, who's my friend, she goes, "Go say hello to him," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that." And she's like, "Just go," and I'm like, "No, I don't want." So I walk over and I got hammered now, and I go, "Anybody?" First of all, this is just a thing I have to tell the fans. None of you guys will get it because New Jersey. I was the guy from this band, Alkaline Trio. He's this band I really love. They're playing a song. I just was singing Rihanna's Umbrella, like bringing the house down. He goes, "We should do a song together." This is one of my favorite bands. And I went, "Do you know any?" I go, "You know any Lil Wayne?" And he goes, "No." And I go, "Well, then I can't help you, brother." And I just blew off one of my favorite bands of all time for no reason.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
No, it is.
So I'm hammered, and I go, "I'm gonna go talk to Jim Lee." And I go up to I go to the table, go, "Everybody having a good time?" And this guy goes, "Oh, you're Greg, right?" Jim Lee goes, "You're Greg, right?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're a comedian?" And I go, "Yeah." And I go, "Well, what do you do?" I'm trying to pretend like I have no idea what he does.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, I'm a comic book artist." And I go, "Oh." And he goes, "Well, tell me a joke." I go, "Well, you draw me a picture, I'll tell you a joke." And he goes, "Well, all right, what do you want me to draw?" And I went, "I don't know any comic books. Can you draw, I don't know, Batman?" Who at the time was currently drawing the Batman, the best Batman comic that had ever existed. He's currently drawing it. And I'm just like, maybe Batman, right? And he starts to draw, and
Look
I
at you.
am hammered.
Is that the best?
Yeah.
So I go,
Best thing I've ever heard.
I could do better than that. And he goes, "You can?" I go, "Give me a piece of paper." I cannot. You know this.
Instead of telling a joke, he's like, "I'll draw you."
That's the joke. Yeah,
I can draw like Michael J. Fox.
Michael P. Fox.
Are you
The
drunk now?
funny thing is, the way you draw him, it's Michael P.
Yeah.
Fox. It is 100%.
Yeah.
The P stands for Parkinson's.
So I start drawing. I start drawing Batman. I started drawing a dragon. He goes, he's drawing Batman, a beautiful picture of Batman.
Yeah.
And I'm drawing a dragon. And I go, look, it's a dragon. And he goes, can you put rain? He goes, I could do rain. So we're like having this draw off, and my picture is garbage. Right? He, at the end of the thing, I go, can I have that just because? I'll throw it out. You know, he's like, yeah, of course. He gives it to me. And then he goes, Greg, I know you know who I am.
Really? That's great.
Jimmy had told me, he told me you're a writer. He goes, have you written anything? And I went, yeah, I got this comic I'm working on. And he goes, what is it? And I go, all right, it's about a guy who goes to space and he loses his memory. And I'm telling this whole story.
In a Bruce Springsteen voice?
No, and I go, he loses his memory and he comes back, he remembers it, and realizes he has all these problems, whatever. And he goes, I love it. And that's Total Recall. And I went, absolutely. I pitched him Total Recall.
Oh.
And then he goes, no, seriously. I am the head of DC Comics. Pitch me something. Oh my God. And I go, and I start telling him my story. And he went, I love it. Fix this and this, and then get it to me. Because I never believed in myself and I had no confidence.
Great.
I never followed up. Cut to, there's not a good ending, but COVID happens. And I went, I'm finishing that comic. And I finally wrote the full first
Send it to him.
of it, and I may have sent it to him because I don't know if but dude, it was like 2006. I don't know that he would remember, whatever. But
You would never know. You never know.
I know I should just send it to him.
Here's the thing.
an amazing
The fact
story.
that whole setup happened the way it happened,
Yeah.
why would you not just go, why don't I just throw this in the universe?
Well, I told that story on a podcast about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And someone tweets, hey, at Jim Lee, this comedian's making some bullshit story about how you drew together. And Jim Lee wrote, Greg's one of the funniest people I ever wrote.
Oh my
Tweeted that.
God. What are you doing?
But I think he was, yeah.
No,
Greg,
send
stop
it to
with
him.
the I
Send
think
it to
of this.
him.
I think send
You're
it
right.
to him.
Yeah, stop
You're right.
thinking.
You're right.
What are you
Not
doing?
your forte,
No, I'll
buddy.
do it. I'm doing it.
Not your forte.
Send it
I should have someone read it over first just to make it a little tight.
No.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do
Really,
to
you
not
could
do
sit
it.
and draw
Come
with him
you
on a
idiot.
napkin at a wedding and
Yeah.
pitch Total Recall, and suddenly you need
You're
to
like-
send it to him.
You're right. 100%
You're
right.
like, I don't know who you are. I'm going to out-dragon your Batman. You're like, that sounds like a move to make. But, I have a script that you're interested in?
Nikki, if you go to my
I feel like
Facebook
this is
page,
fake.
on my Facebook page, there's photos.
That's the problem.
If you
have
could,
a
I think it says
Facebook
like, I know it, but the picture's still there. You can pull it up. I think it's in like MB or something. If you can find it, no big deal if you can't.
Now,
But I just want you to see it.
I met
Anyway,
a bigger
that's that.
celebrity than you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Tell me.
I met Mariah Carey.
Oh.
This is like for you.
That's-
There's nothing big. Jesus isn't
That's
bigger.
That's my top.
Would you rather meet
Besides
Jesus
Barbara
or Mariah?
Streisand, it's Mariah Carey.
That's close, yeah.
And I was on this show called Girl Code forever, and I would always talk about Mariah to the point the producer's like, it's enough Mariah jokes. Like,
Right.
shut up, you're annoying. Okay, fine. So one day, maybe 4 years ago, I get a call from the old producer's name is Stucky. He's got a real Southern accent.
I love Stucky.
Yeah.
I'm Stucky and Murray. Those guys are great.
And he goes, hey, Matteo, what are you doing today? You free? I said, what's up, Stucky? He goes, I got a surprise for you, but I can't tell you what it is. I said, I know it's Mariah.
No.
And he goes, boys, he knows it's Mariah. We go, now listen, I'm producing the MTV Fans Meet Their Favorite Celebrity in an Elevator. We'll have you in there as one of the fans. Today we're doing Mariah. You want to come? I said, let me know when to get there. They called a car. Because I was with MTV, I got all the special treatment. So the other ones who didn't know they were meeting Mariah had to wait outside forever. And then I got brought up into some green room and got to like munch on whatever. And they brought me food and stuff. Mariah, of course, is an hour and a half late. And I'm nervous because I'm like, what do I say to someone? I know all of her songs. It was all music. I've seen her live 12 times. I'm obsessed, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I made all those jokes about her. So, which I take them all back. So they're like, bring me to the elevator. There's all of this security and all this stuff. And they're like, okay. And the elevator door opens and there's 3 fans, Mariah Carey. And I get on the elevator and we're on for like 12 minutes together, which is a long time. The thing on elevators is like, you're used to not looking at people because you're in an elevator. It's customary. You think about it.
Right.
But I just kept staring at her. She was lit. They had a lighting thing in the corner of the elevator for her, and her makeup artist was hiding in the other corner. And every time she would turn, he would fix her makeup. And I was on her good side, so she couldn't turn to me. So when I would say something to her, she would lean to me. But everyone was freaking out because they're like, oh, Mariah. Of course, a white girl crying, oh, Mariah. Now, because we're comics, we're used to adrenaline.
Right.
So we can kind of control it. So I was like kind of conducting the interview in the elevator to give Stucky something. And I said, so Mariah, you were just in Asia. How was your tour? And she was like, fine. And I said, well, what's everyone's favorite Mariah song? So everyone's saying all the bullshit, like, you know, Hero. And I said, well, mine is Outside. She goes, we love that one. And then every time the door would open, there would be fans waiting. And she did a whistle tone next to me. That high Mariah Carey whistle tone. Yeah. Instead of going like, hi, she went, hi, you know, whatever. Hi, you know. And then we all sang Always Be My Baby together.
Wow.
Did she? I couldn't imagine she's cool. Did she sing?
She was great. She was chill. She seemed kind of like well lit and nervous, but it's weird to be in an elevator with a bunch of people you don't know. You
Of
know,
course,
so, like,
who I love you. That's so weird.
Right? It's all very strange.
And also, improv is not her thing.
It's not her thing.
Yeah.
But she looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Of course.
And her skin looks flawless. Like that's the thing is like she's not getting surgery like some people we know in pop music.
How about James?
She's looking at the camera.
Nice.
But James,
Yeah.
you gotta stop.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
she looks fucking beautiful,
start.
and she was cool. And we said like we would do you'll always be my baby, and then she go do 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 oh. So I get to say I sang a duet with Mariah in an elevator, and she gave me a hug. She helped me like I was the help. Oh my God, Greg, are you Mayron in this picture?
I thought I was the only one who believed it. I swear to God, I think I used to look more like Mayron.
Unbelievable.
You did.
Wow.
That's the Batman he drew.
Well, Jim Lee, fuck yourself.
That's the dragon I drew,
Oh my God.
which is
Mayron would
eating
know
a city.
That's great.
Oh, Mayron would know Jim Lee.
Fuck
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Edge has been the best. Yeah.
Oh,
That's the way-
bitch! Don't think I haven't read article 758. You know, that's
You
so cool,
throw
Greg.
Jubilee, and you just pause. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
So, because we're going down the line, this is
Yeah.
the only way to. I've never had more than one guest. This
Right.
is very
I do
exciting.
have to leave in 5 minutes for my spot. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, no, you just go when you go.
Yeah.
This is how no one is supposed to be here.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
even supposed to be happening.
This is not even. Yeah. This is not even real.
Reverse Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Anything to add with this Adam Sandler? I mean, you didn't. You just dropped an Adam Sandler basketball thing.
You know what? Here's the thing. Adam Sandler doesn't trump Mariah, but I may, depending on your anchoring in
world.
history, your roots in musical history. I trained when I was at that gym, Cyndi Lauper, while she was writing writing Kinky Boots.
Big,
No.
but still not as big as Mariah, but big.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking.
And I'm just defending my diva, not you.
I get it.
Harking on your
I
story.
get it, and I'm not saying Cindy's bigger than Mariah. For me, yes.
For me, Cindy is as well, just because
Yeah.
time after time was
Just-
taught me about love.
There's a level of Cindy that I feel like goes deep.
Yep.
That I can
Real
that I
quick.
connect to.
Whitney or Mariah?
As a what?
This
is a
bigger for you.
Yeah.
Whoa, shit! You're
Oh,
actually wearing a Whitney. Wow.
Yeah.
Be very specific with your question.
100%. You don't even have to get specific for me.
If you-
it's 100% Whitney.
Yeah. If you could, you have to take one out of your life. Who's the one you don't take?
I take Mariah.
Okay. All right.
The thing is, Mariah.
You keep Mariah.
keep
I gotta go.
Mariah.
Leave. Okay.
But
you guys just keep going. You just keep going, and if I have to go do my spot.
I keep.
Tell
Whitney.
the story.
Wrap it up.
You
No,
got.
I trained Cyndi Lauper while she was writing Kinky Boots, which won a Tony, and I also trained Duncan Sheik while he was writing Spring Awakening, which won a Tony. So I'm
when
the,
are you training
you're
me?
amused.
I'm the Tony trainer.
Nice.
Or I was. Now I'm just a terrible. Yeah. Now I'm just the worst comic at this table. That's all. so you move up, you move down. It's all what you're looking at.
I'm gonna have him put Pat Brown up next, so I can do few more minutes if that's okay, because I want to get to
Do
your
it.
stories.
I don't know.
Look,
Because it's a weird thing because you can't count comedians in it.
right. That's
we
the
all
crazy
know-
thing. Yeah, like we've met comedians
Yeah.
and we're like, this is one of the greatest people in the world.
Yeah.
yeah.
We know if it, but
I did use Adam Sandler already.
That's true.
so-
And I can parlay. This is a
comedy.
comedy. Yeah, this was a non-comedy situation.
Yeah.
Sort of. My friend's dad wrote for Ray,
Oh, really? All right.
and I ended up visiting her when Ray was having a barbecue.
Oh, that's
And
great.
so I was at his Ray Romano.
Oh, Ray Romano.
So I went to his like Malibu house for a
Ray?
barbecue.
Wow.
And what was extra cool about it was that all his writers were there.
Wow.
So for us, I knew all these guys.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
celebrities to me.
yeah.
Feed Phil.
Phil,
Yeah.
Lou Snyder. I was sitting on the beach talking for like a half an hour about the Comedy Cellar with John Manflorati.
Wow.
Yeah.
Had you had
That
met
name
Ray?
twice.
What's that?
Have you had met Ray before this?
I had met Ray on the set, maybe a different vacation.
So do
'Cause-
you know Ray now? Like,
Well,
Because he's around.
yeah. So his friend Tom, who was always there with the pictures and stuff,
Yeah.
he knows the connection. Because Ray and I were both at my friend Nellie's wedding. And Ray, I've introduced him so much, and Esty had me host his special.
Right. That's right.
I don't know if he's ever put it together that I'm the same person.
You got to tell him.
Even though Tom has said it in front of him. He was like, like, this is Nellie's friend, John. And, Ray's just so humble and nice. He's like, oh, yeah.
I will tell you from my experience
Yeah.
with celebrities, no. They haven't put it
Yeah, no, I don't think he is. Yeah.
That's cool. All right, you catch fish. Come over here. I want to buy you something. How am I not going to do the voice? Oh, Deborah.
But he's super sweet. Like, I remember
Yeah.
because Tom was doing all the like video stuff, extra stuff. And he was
Yeah.
like, but Ray doesn't, Tom would be like, Ray would like you to get into the, like, pause up on stage when you introduce him so I can take a bunch of pictures of you guys.
Yeah.
That'll be good for you.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Hey, look.
Yeah.
You want people looking out for you in that situation.
Super nice. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's great. Real quick, I just want to say I do want to apologize. I know I've been texting a little bit, but I'm also manipulating these spots. I know I was
Look.
rude to you, but you maintained through that story before.
Dude,
it was
I don't-
awesome.
I never take it personally.
Ray, we can. Do you have ever? Huh?
John Ray.
Now we heard your Ray story.
That's all.
This is so
trying to
much.
think.
fun.
I mean, Dinner with Terry Hatcher was fun, but that was because of a comedy show.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Yeah,
That's
I feel
still
like comedy
great.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
Comedy doesn't count
Yeah.
if you meet them here.
But also that was That's Lois Lane.
Yeah, but it's
That's-
and it's
Yes.
they're
In
real.
your world.
Yes, that's.
And she was
royalty.
just like, "Hi, I'm Terry. You guys were great." We're like, "Yeah, we
we know.
I got to get to James. I got to hear James'
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Can I just do a quick aside? I don't know if I've ever told you this
Sure.
story. I don't know if you guys know Jimmy. I don't know Jimmy Carr. I guess is.
Yeah.
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 Just saw
When I met
clips
Jimmy
of his
Carr-
today. It's so funny.
I didn't know him, so
Yeah.
he's at this. Like my first week at the cell.
Yeah.
He walks to the table, and I go, "Hey, you doing, Greg?" Right? And he goes, "Jimmy." And I go, "Jimmy, do you know?" But I just introduce him to everyone, and Gary Veter goes, "Yeah, Greg, he knows who they are." And I was like, "I don't know, it's Jimmy. Say he's a good guy. Jimmy." I thought he was a new comic
bet
who I want him to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No." They were like, "Yeah, man, he has." He goes, Gary whispers, "He goes, he has 3 million followers." James, let's get to you, baby.
What
You got anything?
I said Kevin Spacey. Right?
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Spacey all.
Well, he
Kevin
tried-
Bacon.
well,
I'd love if you talk
no,
on the microphone.
No, Kevin Bacon. I met President Bush Sr.
Wow. When he was in office, that makes a big deal.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Wow.
I went there because my little league team won the World Series. I'm making
Yeah.
this
No way,
up.
really?
I already told you what the fuck I got. And then I go last. I'm late to this function. I'm going to make
Look.
something up. You know, when me
But
and
you're
Abraham
showing
Lincoln
up. You're
drank
showing
sweet
up
tea
with
together.
me. You're showing up with me. So
Yeah.
being late.
Where are you guys going?
This makes sense.
I have to go to my album.
Yeah.
My record.
Matt Pavich.
My record mate. I left your record label. I went to another one. I have to go show support at a party.
That's great.
And I'm
anyway.
gang.
I
He
gotta
was the
close
biggest
this down.
celebrity ever. My record mate is Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Going to Eddie Murphy's album
Yeah.
release party.
All right.
Oh, see? People are,
There we go. People are
getting
cheering
primed for it.
outside because of his celebrity sighting.
I did meet Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley of Kiss in a non-comedy situation.
Nice.
And I served them hors d'oeuvres, and Gene is so kosher he wasn't going to have it. Paul goes, maybe after. And then I'm like, I'm leaving. I don't even want this gig. And it was horrible. People just assumed I wanted to work a private party at night and not stand up when I had a day job to meet them. They were promoting a toy guitar company that went under, I think, 3 weeks after at the Hard Rock, and they played
Wow.
rock and roll night barely on a toy
Barely.
guitar, and it stunk. And I was like, I love Kiss, but kids.
To be
I don't-
fair, any of their shows that didn't involve fire stunk. That's Kiss.
Can I tell you a real quick wild one?
Yeah.
I saw Gene Simmons at the Apple Store. Also met Alec Baldwin at the Apple Store. I
That's my first celebrity sighting ever.
undersold him a hard drive. So he goes,
Yeah.
"Which one of these are good?" And I was like, "They're all the same, but this one's a little more expensive." He goes, "I don't really care about money." Like you can see, and I was like, "Oh right, you're Alec Baldwin." And the third one, this is big. I met what the hell, guy who walked on the fucking moon.
Neil Armstrong?
No, Buzz Aldrin.
yeah.
Aldrin.
I met Buzz Aldrin and helped him,
I don't know history.
taught him how to use an iPad. It was when the iPad first came out.
You taught Buzz Aldrin technology.
I gotta go. But you guys come. So yeah, coming now.
You're not everybody.
You helped Buzz Aldrin take a tiny step.
Yeah, dude, he was like, "That's rocket science."
Beautiful. That's
yeah, it was
beautiful, man.
awesome. Anyway, that's it. Thank
You're
you
the
guys.
best.
This was amazing. How'd this go? Amazing.
I just wanted to charge my phone. This was so much fun.
Thanks so much for having me.
I love you guys. Love all of you. Thank you. Bye.
Treat everybody well.
Pick up your head, pick up your body. Get on the bus, it's time to party. It's Gregory. It is a Saturday night Gregory. Take your socks off and take your pants on.